Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Listen, on yesterday, I taught you how to find a therapist, and I told you I will follow up with you and talk about what should you do or say in that 15-minute consultation, right? So you can go in fully prepared and fully ready to engage with your consultation and a therapist, right? And so I want to go over what we talked about on yesterday in this two-part series. We talked about finding a therapist. Before you start your search, write down the answer to the following. What are your therapeutic goals? What type of therapy do you want? How do you want your therapist to look? How often do you want your therapy sessions? How are you going to fund your therapy sessions? And do you want telehealth, traditional, or a combination? So telehealth is just like this via computer. Traditional is in face to face, and then the combination is the two put together. Okay. And then I talked about look for a therapist that offers free consultation. The consultation is used for you to figure out if you are a good fit, right? And use the questions above to help you filter out your search. So use those questions to help you filter out. And I taught you how to filter out those questions on yesterday. So today I'm going to talk about what I do in this 15-minute consultation. What's the purpose of the 15-minute consultation? So the 15-minute consultation is a dual purpose. It serves dual purposes, right? It's a way for the therapist to interview you and you to interview the therapist. So using those things that we talked about in the previous slide, I really want you to think about things that you would like to ask your therapist. You're interviewing someone who's about to be a part of your life, who you're about to go to be vulnerable with, who you're about to go to be totally transparent with. So it has to be somebody you feel like you can trust, connection, vibe with, as people say, right? You want to make sure that you're connecting with somebody who you can see, not particularly as a friend, but as someone you can see as a confidant, as a support system, as a cheerleader, someone you feel like has your best interest at hand. So when you are looking for a therapist, you want to be open to discuss what you need versus what you heard. Listen, as a therapist, I always hear people come to me and say, so I heard about this CBT, or I did some research and this type of therapy I need. And so I had to dig a little deeper on what the issue is and what they would like to discuss and how they would like to discuss it. And I'm like, that theory doesn't match what you want to do or what you want to accomplish. And so then I had to break this down. So they come in with this ideology of what this theory does, and then I had to break it down and have to be like, this is who I am. You want to know what theory the counselor practice. I'm collective therapist. That's not what I want to say. I am a therapist that use multiple theories at the same time because the word just eclectic. I'm sorry. So I'm an eclectic therapist, right? So I'll use multiple theories at the same time at the same person because some of the theories overlap in objective goals. Some of the theories overlap in addressing certain things. So I may be using 3 or 4 theories on one person, but I am specialized in several theories, right? So some clinicians are specialized in particular theories that are their strength, but they also know other theories. So something to think about what you need versus what you heard, right? So being open to that. Ask about the counselor experience. You want to know what they are, especially with someone who doesn't look like you. So somebody outside of your race. You want to ask them things like, hey, have you had any added action with anybody who's in my culture? What do you know about my culture? There's nothing wrong with that. We should all be culturally we should all have cultural humility skills as well as cultural competency skills, right? Cultural competency skills are the book skills about that race, right? And then cultural humility is the actual interaction with that race. We should have both. We should have a little book sense, right? To challenge or to be an open conversation to have that cultural humility. Hey, I'm not afraid to ask anyone about something I don't know anything about. So you come to me and you may be I don't work with a lot of Asian clients, right? So you may come to me and you're a first gen Asian American. And so I may tell you, I know how to work with minority clients. I am a little, have some cultural competency when it comes to Asian clients, but my cultural humility comes from me getting to know you and asking you those questions. And you may or may not want to be in a space with someone who may have maybe 20 to 60% knowledge about the Asian and experience and connection with the Asian culture versus someone who may have 80 or 100% experience with the Asian culture, right? So that's up to you. I'm just giving that example. Discuss what you want to work on in detail. Hey, don't be like, hey, I want to work on my communication. What about your communication do you want to work on? Do you want to work on your nonverbal communication? Do you want to work on your verbal communication? Do you want to work on how to be assertive? Do you want to go work on how not to be too assertive but still get your point across? Do you want to work on the communication of listening? What do you want to work on? That's just you just coming in generalizing makes this consultation a little bit longer. Go in knowing exactly in detail what you want to work in. Remind yourself this is only 15 minutes, right? So you only have 15 minutes to get this interview done. So I would say break this down in segments of 5. 5 minutes of you, 5 minutes of the therapist telling you about them, and then 5 minutes of next steps, right? And then tell them how often you would like to meet. We talked about that in the slide previously. You want to let them know, hey, they may say, I have weekly sessions. You may want to meet bi-weekly or monthly. Maybe your situation isn't as deep. Maybe you're coming in just to have mental health check-ins. And if that be the case, then let's go ahead and put that out there, right? You may not want to meet weekly, and that's a traditional time, weekly, and then build yourself down to bi-weekly, and then build yourself down to monthly, right? But you may be like, my situation is not that deep. I'm just seeking therapy because either maybe you had therapy and you just need some refreshing. So you may not need those weekly sessions, right? Gain information about the telehealth service. You want to make sure that their telehealth service is HIPAA compliant. You want to, and all of us, if we're doing telehealth shit, our platform should be HIPAA compliant. Also, make sure it's user friendly, right? So I use Zoom and Sessions. Sessions may be a little bit user friendly more than Zoom because Sessions, all you have to do is click a link. I send you a link, you click that link, and it connects you. I might just say, hey, make sure you're using Chrome when you do this, right? You can use it on your phone or you can use it on your computer, but open it in Chrome. Okay, so you'll copy and paste the link into your Chrome browser, right? So if I have more than 3 clients, I have to put them on Zoom. So then I have to maybe walk with them through that process, right? Express your counseling and or therapeutic goals. What's the goal? What's the end objective? What are you trying to get across? How do you know that you have gotten to a place of growth, right? How do you know this thing called counseling or therapy is working? What's the goal? Is the goal, going back to my communication, is the goal that you can effectively communicate with your mother, right? Without screaming, or with your spouse, or with your kids, right? That you become very aware of your triggers and the emotions that can make you rise to become ineffective in your communication, right? So these are things you can ask in your 15-minute consultation. Remember, you want to break that 15 minutes, 5 minutes to talk about you. So answering these questions, 5 minutes for the therapist to interview you, and then 5 minutes to get you to those next steps. Next steps being, okay, do I feel like this is a good fit? Do I want to proceed with the first session, or do I want to keep going forward? Those are things that you need to give ASAP to that therapist. Hey, it's okay to say, hey, thank you for your 15 minutes. I'm going to get back in touch with you, right? You don't have to tell them, hey, thank you for 15 minutes. I don't think we're a good fit. You don't have to say that. You just say, hey, thank you for these 15 minutes. I appreciate you. I'm still in, and you be open and honest. They have still interviewing counselors, but I appreciate your time. And cut it off. Like, we ain't got to know everything. We ain't got to know your decision right then and there. We would love to know your decision. And if you feel like, yes, this is a good fit, I want this therapist, then go ahead and book them, because we get booked up quickly. But just some things to think about. So as we continue on, counseling 101, mental health 101. I want to make sure that you understand what's going on in your mental health. So, it will continue to give you these great educational videos. If you have something you really want to learn more about, um, drop it in the chat. We want to know what you need to learn more about when it comes to mental health. What is something that is keeping you from seeking out help when it comes to your mental health? Maybe it's a bad situation. Maybe you went to therapy and you had a bad experience. Let's talk about it, because here's the thing: we can't hold one bad experience to everybody, right? We can't generalize that experience and say this is how everybody in the counseling field work. It may have just been a bad match. And so that's why those 15-minute consultations are superly necessary. So yeah, drop in the comments what you would like to know more about as we continue to discover mental health 101.